Okay, Canes fans, we are gonna read some Gator Tears. I mean, this is the greatest thing. They're just bugged out about how Miami can have a higher recruiting class ranking than Florida. The Florida fans are bitching about this, but they're gonna put every excuse. They're gonna spin it, and we're gonna read some. We're gonna read some bullshit. Obviously, who the fuck wants to live in Gainesville? I mean, seriously. All right, please forgive me. This already has been discussed. I can't seem to find it anywhere. But how in the world did Marriott out recruit us? He can't seem to even hire any coaches yet. How does he have a better class than us? I was wondering the same thing. My first thought was that Miami is Miami, but I'm guessing NIL has something to do with it. I don't understand that too. They don't even have a full staff. No OC, no DC. Let's see. There we go. Somebody with fucking sense. He's a great recruiter. End of story. Recruiting in South Florida is going to be really tough for us. Let's read the stupid shit. Let me see what we got. A couple of things happened. This is some bullshit right here. We're going to read this.
A couple things kind of happened. Manny had a small class, but it was basically 4 stars. None of the kids bailed when Diaz was fired, and Cristobal was hired. 2, Cristobal's a good recruiter and was able to pull Citizen. I won't give him credit for Moss, since he already most likely was landing him at Oregon anyway. Moss' class began falling apart in October when we lost guys like Bond, James, and Humphreys. Then, unlike Miami's class, our 3 to 4 highest rated remaining kids bailed the week before signing day. If Everett Smith and Gibson stayed committed and give Napier a chance, we most likely end up with a top 10 class.
Come on, man. You see this bullshit? And then they say billionaires, Ruiz is throwing money around. Let me see. I gotta look at this. They're just so salty, bro. Look at this guy.
Great recruiter as a coach. 62-66 losing record seasons out of 11. Fired at FIU.
Bro, you really look at this. See this in his defense. See, this is some common sense shit. This is a Gator fan too. In his defense, FIU was 5 years into being a D1 program, was mad young when he took over. FIU has only had 2 winning seasons since he left, while he's had way more success. Exactly. And then they go, oh yeah, he loses big games at Oregon. You can't amass the amount of talent that you can at Miami at Oregon. You just can't do it. It's just those are facts. Can Oregon win a national championship with a good head coach? Yeah, they can. But you can't do the same 2 things at Oregon and Miami. There's certain schools that could do things that other schools can't when they're hitting on all cylinders. That's just the way it is. Unless you land a legendary coach as a Power 5 school, like a Nick Saban. Like that's a game changer. You know what I mean? Why is this so surprising? Miami has a name brand program with a rich tradition. They won't beat us every year in recruiting, and we won't beat them every year, but it's not a shock or a huge disappointment to me that Miami got the best of us. Now, if it were Miami, I'd be very concerned. See, this guy puts it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? The homers, for every fan base, the homers are fucking, to me, they're weird as shit. Let's see what we got. We got to find something. Miami has things Gainesville can't offer. Where does Florida sit on the hype tree versus other in-state schools? Records don't seem to matter, just hype and stigma. Yeah, he's right. Like, it doesn't matter, records. People tie records to career. If we have a good season, we'll have a top 5 class. That doesn't mean your record has nothing to do with recruiting. Like, those are 2 separate entities. It's been proven so many times, yet people want to tie wins to recruiting, but it doesn't mean anything. Oregon landed the #1 recruit and they were trash. Like, dude, the record has nothing to do. It has its relationships and being able to build that relationship with that recruit, and you be able to pull him in. Like, that's just the way it is. They have to believe in a person. Their parents have to like the dude. That's just the way it goes. Some people, they be like, if we have a 10-win season, I'm like, bro, that shit has been disproven so many times. You can't use that argument unless it's for sure that you're winning and you're getting this. When Saban hit Bama, they were losing the first 2 years, and he was landing top 3 classes. Like, come on with that whole shit about, oh, you have to win. No, you don't have to win. You have to tell the crews, yo, we're gonna win, but we need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you know, like, I don't understand this whole, like, I think Miami could have a bad year next year. It's possible because they have a lot of holes They have a lot of holes in the positions. A lot of Cane fans are living off a lot of hype videos, you know what I mean? Like a lot of high school hype videos where the kids didn't work out, but they still think that they're good because they've been watching their highlight tape and they were a 4-star or whatever. Problem is that they were not good. You got to look at the schools that are the best evaluators during that time that they were being recruited, and you have to be able to tell that, okay, why weren't these elite schools recruiting them? Like that, you have to fucking legitimately question that. Like that's common fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'd like to be logical when it comes to shit, man. Like I do not understand some of the thought process. Recruiting is completely different. That's why you see guys have success in the NFL that don't have success in college, and college coaches that don't have success in the NFL, because it's two different things. You have a front office and you're forced to pick in a slot in the NFL draft, whereas in college you have 20 first-round draft picks if you can land them. You know what I'm saying? And your evaluations have to be good. You have to be able to close. You have to be a great evaluator of talent. You have to be able to convince a kid to come and close, and that's it. Like that's basically how you build a champion. That's it. That's part of the job. I saw Skip and Shannon arguing about if Saban was the best coach, or he was arguing with somebody, Skip Bayless, on that Fox show, whatever the fuck they have, Undisputed. And Skip was saying that Saban wasn't a good coach, and I kind of agree. But then when Shannon got at him, he was like, recruiting is part of college. And I was like, you know what? He's a great coach, because you have to convince those kids to go, no matter how you do it. No matter how you do it, if you're cheating or not, whatever it is, like you have to get the kids to sign at your school. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the name of the game in college. If you could basically coach, I'm pretty sure they're not teaching anything new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Everything's out on YouTube. If you want to learn about schematics and 4-3 and multiple and spread offense or RPOs and all that shit, you go on YouTube and find videos about it. I'm pretty sure most coaches know how to coach. The thing is convincing kids as a people person, be like, yo, come to my school. That's it. I mean, it's basically, that's basically what's going on. Like, you have to convince the best players to go, and you have to have the eye to know what a kid could become or what he is there then and now. And that's basically what college football is. So let's read more of these. This guy, Bobby Baker, looks like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know where you got that from. See, all right, we're going to read this one right here. All right. He says total blue chips. Oh, God. All right, here we go.
Scum did not. Total blue chips, Napier 5, Cristobal 4. Florida blue chips, Napier 3, Cristobal 2. Top 50, Napier 2, Cristobal 0. Top 100, tie 2. Class score, Napier 189.45, Cristobal 142.88. Head-to-head battles, Napier 2, Cristobal 1. At least for me, the fun part is digging into the data and not worrying too much about an overall list.
But then you got, like, look at his shit is all pumped up, is all posted and fucking thumbed up because they're fans of like any positive news. Every message board has these dudes that just any good news, they just fucking voted up to the stratosphere. Then this dude's like Baker, which seems like the logical dude on the forum here. He's like, I don't know where y'all got that from, but the player average is way higher than ours. Facts. Like, that's what you want, the player average, not some fucking, because you got 3 more recruits you're rated higher. You want the player average. All right, I'm running through this. I'm running through this real time, so let's see some logical. Okay, some people can't seem to understand that Miami and South Beach offer something Gainesville can't. Facts. It's not for me, but it's for the young, especially young pseudo celebrities with egos, throwing corporate sponsorship money, and it is a game changer. There's a reason why I've always rooted against Miami every game they play, even against FSU. Don't want to get that ball rolling because they are always a season away from restarting their hype machine with the way that city can attract talent. Their facilities may be trash, which is changing soon, but it's compared to others, yeah, it's true. Their facilities may be trash, but it doesn't matter. Ours have to be great in this day and age. This guy is taking his orange and blue glasses off and being realistic. See, I could have a discussion with a rival fan like this, Mr. NY1. You got to root against Miami because you know if you're not a Miami fan, you have to root against Miami because you know once the ball gets rolling, it's over. Like, you can't do anything. They're gonna fucking clean up. They will clean up South Florida. That's the thing, and a lot of people do understand that when Miami's clicking and Miami wants to win, there's really no higher level of college football still to this day. Bama's come close, LSU a few times, you know what I'm saying, USC. But there's nothing like the talent-rich area of South Florida. And if Miami gets that thing rolling, which I believe they won't do it on the field yet, because I think they got too many holes. That's my opinion. I could be proven wrong, which I win anyway because I'm a Miami fan. Like, I don't give a fuck. If they win, I'm like, holy shit, I'll be geeked, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I'm being realistic knowing that you got to stack classes and seeing the formula that others have done, like good coaches like Dabo and fucking Urban Meyer and Saban and those guys. You know that they have to stack classes to really get rolling and to start dominating. They don't just sit there and win immediately unless they go to a school that already has stacked talent, which I disagree. We are not stacked. We have holes on O-line, D-line, linebacker, cornerback, wide receiver, in my opinion. And we're apparently stacking running backs. I don't know what the staff thinks about who we have, but hey, I'm not the coach and I'm not the guy with the eyeballs, so it is what it is. I just wanted to read these things, and I just don't understand why the Gators, I would be concerned with their hire Billy Napier. I would be concerned. His resume was actually pretty good when he was at Clemson and stuff like that. They say he was a great recruiter, but he went to ULL, he did all right there, and he has his connections there, and LSU's there. Like, I'm like, dude, you have to go into South Florida if you want to win for the Florida Gators want to win. They got to go into South Florida. And the worst moment, if Manny was there, I would assume that they'll go in and grab. But Bama goes in there, and Georgia, obviously, they will probably get second, third, fourth dibs. I think Mario is capable of bringing first dibs. I think he could beat Saban on the trail. Like, I just think that guys can do that no matter what you bring to the table. You can bring a recruit that's a 5-star, ranked number 1 in his position, and Saban can show him all the rings. If Mario's just a better people person and can go head-to-head against him, it won't even matter what he has. It's just about relationships. Saban's the best at it. I think Mario's cut from that same cloth, learning under Butch Davis and that staff, playing at Miami, being from South Florida, knowing how to cultivate the relationships there, knowing being on Saban's staff, learning about the ins and outs of what they're doing. I think when Miami went to hire Mario, the fact that it wasn't Miami interviewing Mario, it was Mario interviewing Miami, see if they were committed to winning, which is what he should do. You don't want to go from Oregon knowing that they have a lot of Nike money, then going to Miami where everybody assumes that they're broke, which is total cap. We already knew that for years, but finally they make the right hire and they're doing things the modern way of doing things. You got to spend money if you want to ball. And we allowed these teams to build up legacies and NFL legacies and pipelines and shit that is going to stop immediately. And Miami's going to reclaim their throne. I believe that. I believe it will take some time. I believe you have to stack classes. And because the next class will be the backbone of when we start to make the playoffs. I think that next class, that 2023 class, is the one that's going to be the backbone of where we make our stand and start pushing forward. It'll take time, though. Be patient. Give these guys time. You can't sit there and boo these dudes and fire them off the rip, knowing that Manny had a lazy way of recruiting and shit like that. You just can't do that, man. So I'm here to give him time. I'm always cool with giving a coach time as long as I see what you bringing in. That's why I was always upset with Manny. I didn't like what he was bringing in. I wasn't too fond of it. I would say like 80% of the class was just like, I didn't really care, you know what I mean? And I think you got to hit on most of your recruits, especially on the O-line and D-line. So we're going to start stacking that. I think the 23 class is going to be a backbone, but the 24 class will be where the 2-year relationship starts, where Mario has got the job and he had 2 years to recruit a dude. I think that speaks for something, being able to recruit a dude since his junior year. So, hey, that's all I got. If y'all want me to do more videos like this and laugh at these clowns, let me know, man.